I mean, Lapis has always been cold with it, but her looking straight into the eyes of one of the gods of her race, mid-tantrum, and then proceeding to chest a blast that tore Alexandrite apart, that'll forever go hard. But this moment actually opened my eyes to a question some might call controversial. Why are the diamonds low-key weak? And before you get your little gemstones in a twist, hear me out. When I say weak, yes, I mean in raw ability, but also the absence of the energy I'd expect from god-tier creatures. For one, how are the oldest living gems still discovering new powers? In Steven Universe Future, the diamonds stumble onto abilities they apparently never knew they had.
You don't seem troubled.
That's because of Blue's cool new power.
The answer's actually pretty simple. They never had to do much. They had gems for everything. I mean, everything. Yes, combs too. Their whole job was to oversee, so of course they never pushed their limits, because gem powers grow through exertion. That's why the gems were always on Steven about training, and we all saw what that did for him. Same thing with Peridot randomly discovering her metal powers. I get into how this applies to gem weapons in the gem weapons video. You should check that out. Pink Diamond was the exception. She got her hands dirty. While the other diamonds floated above everything, Pink kept getting thrown into situations that forced her to push. Gem powers work like muscles. You use them, they grow. That's exactly why Lapis had the feats she had, including holding her own against two other Lapises. It was never just a Lapis thing. It was her thing, built from everything she'd had to endure and fight through. So when Blue Diamond hit her with that emotional wave, yeah, she genuinely felt worse. Before we go further, shout out to my rookie snoopers, Winter, Gabster, and a veteran snooper himself, Lamar, for becoming channel members and keeping the lights on. If you want to support the channel, the membership tiers are linked below. The fact that the crystal gems together could push Blue back, even briefly, tells me something. If a full colony caught a diamond off guard, they'd have a real shot. That might be exactly what the diamonds feared when the rebellion started gaining momentum. It only takes one gem asking, why am I even following diamond orders? They were intimidating, sure, but intimidation only holds for so long. I think it takes upward of 9 gems to reach diamond size, maybe fewer, which makes the breaking point way more terrifying. Bismuth was holding a very real endgame scenario. The fear gems have for the diamonds reads less like a natural response to their power and more like hard wiring, something deep in their programming, a psychological governor if you will, one they can't override. Think of what Illumi did to Killua, a specialized Nen needle planted in his brain, acting as a mental ceiling on what he'd allow himself to do. Gems aren't cowering because of anything they've personally witnessed the diamonds do. It's more like a constant frequency running in the background, skewing their thinking so the idea of a diamond being wrong doesn't even compute, which may explain why it took a diamond, disguised as Rose, to start breaking through that programming in the first place. Before we continue the video, here is a PSA. If you happen to see any of my videos on social media, especially TikTok, that is not attached to my official account, be sure to report the video under copyright infringement. Here are a few accounts who have shamelessly stolen my videos and even gone as far as to block my official TikTok so I don't see it, like my man Steve's story. I guess the one thing they have in common is that they are desperate for follows, while lacking any original thought or creativity to make their own content. Anyways, let's get back to the video. Here's something I noticed that I think is intentional. Diamond powers usually only affect gems. Blue's emotional aura didn't affect Connie at the wedding crash, or in the tower. It didn't affect Greg either. Yellow Diamond's electrical blast is identical to the blasts from the gem destabilizer and the prison cell used to hold gem inmates, and we know it only partially affected Steven because of his gem half. White Diamond's mind control goes straight for the gemstone and spreads outward from there, and yet we have gems like Lapises or Rubies whose powers are rated E for everybody. Any species can catch these hands. That contrast feels deliberate. The diamonds were never built to be warriors, they were built to govern. Their powers are administrative, designed specifically to control and manage their own kind. Like how a president holds enormous systemic power, but that doesn't mean he wins a fistfight. Same concept, Pink Diamond stands out again here. Her healing worked on organic life, not just gems. Her other abilities hit across species lines. She was never built for the overseer role, the one who rules from a distance and holds the leash. She wanted to get into it, to be among the people, and through that she learned things about herself the other diamonds never had reason to. Think Merida from Brave. Which raises a question. The diamonds produce all these gems from themselves. Sapphires, quartzes, lapises, pearls, each with distinct abilities. Those powers had to come from somewhere. Shouldn't the diamonds theoretically carry all of it? Here's the thing though, gem creation isn't just diamond fluid. It's the fluid reacting with the resources of the planet it's injected into. That reaction is probably what determines which abilities get expressed in the final gem. There's also the concept that the diamonds are just not able to tap into some of their powers, or perhaps are not even aware they have some powers. Wouldn't be the first time that happened. So the concentrated fluid gives those powers the ability to be incorporated into the gems being produced, much like how recessive genes work. If you're enjoying the video so far, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Our next goal is 100,000. Feel free to comment your thoughts. Let's have a discussion in the comment section. Follow me on my other platforms, Instagram, TikTok. Join the Discord as well. They get a lot of special info. Link in the description. The gem race is a caste system through and through. There's that seamless division of labour seen in the likes of bees and termites. Consider chess pieces as well. The queen carries a lot of power in her skill set, but still requires her pawns and knights. The diamonds as gods should theoretically know their own lore. So it confused me in those instances they didn't, like not knowing their own powers or understanding how the diamond blast worked, or even the fact they could potentially reproduce with other species. But granted, they couldn't have predicted every outcome, especially with a species they'd never encountered before. It actually evens out when you stop seeing them as gods and start seeing them as just another alien race. Highly advanced, the originators, but still flawed. Insects probably think humans are gods. That doesn't mean we have it figured out. What I wanted from the diamonds was that veiled, untouchable energy, and they delivered it in the early seasons. Blue Diamond's hooded debut was perfect, that cold, calculated presence. White Diamond initially embodied that to the T, quite literally, and then they got nerfed. I think they could have shown genuine character growth without dismantling that aura. The mystery and the warmth weren't mutually exclusive. The power scaling argument, I'll at least give the writers, villains don't need to be unbeatable just because they're supposed to be gods. Mythology's been doing this forever. Diomedes injures Ares in the Iliad, a mortal with some divine backup from Athena, wounds the literal god of war and sends him running back to Olympus. The point isn't that the gods are weak, it's that arrogance is a vulnerability. The writers could have leaned into that more effectively. The final diamond scenes we got didn't really do much to help their case. I'm introducing a new section where I highlight the top comments from the previous video. SteelyClan658 says, "Really hoping for a confirmation of another season. Thanks for giving me a reason to rewatch." You're so welcome, Steely. And thank you for watching. Cyphrus says, "Check out Castlevania, Aura of Holy Might, a remix collection from the classic era of the franchise." I did check it out, and it was lovely. 8-bit meets classical. Right in my lane. Y'all should look that up. The all-seeing eye 2468 says Richter is an effing god. I mean, he really wasn't playing with Drolta. Alright, that's it from me. See you in the next one.